A woman is playing with her son when she becomes uncomfortable. She feels her son is looking at her strangely, as if his eyes are filled with wrong intentions. These lecherous eyes can't belong to a 6-year-old child. The woman immediately panics and, out of fear, pushes her son away. Initially, the woman dismisses it as a figment of her imagination. But that night, while she is in a deep sleep, the boy quietly climbs onto her bed and begins to caress her cheek. His eyes also seem to hold a different kind of emotion. From that day on, strange incidents start happening continuously. On that day, a birthday party was going on in the house. The woman was just being a little affectionate with her husband. But when she suddenly looked up, she saw her son staring at them from a distance. His gaze was as if he was looking at an enemy. The woman was shocked to see him so angry, and to understand what was happening, she asked her son what had happened to him recently. But the boy says something shocking. After saying it, he quickly runs upstairs. A woman assumes it's a child's joke. The next moment, her son turns off the hallway light, causing her to stumble in the dark. Since all the relatives and friends were present in the house at that time, she couldn't go upstairs and confront him. But she had no idea that her son was once again staring at her angrily from afar. When she runs after him, the boy has already reached the garden, looking at her son standing in the distance. Her sixth sense gives her a strong warning that this son, standing in front of her, has definitely tampered with something. To get to the bottom of this, the next day, after her husband leaves for work, she decides to talk to her son. But just as she is thinking about how to start the conversation, her hand suddenly gets cut on the piano. She then discovers that someone had intentionally placed a blade on the piano keys. A moment, she hears her son's painful scream from the basement. Going down to check, she sees the boy writhing in pain in the corner of the wall. After comforting him, she finds that he has become completely cold. So, she immediately takes him to bed. To check if he has a fever, she quickly starts looking for a thermometer. But then, in her son's drawer, she finds her own undergarments that had gone missing some time ago. However, since the situation is critical, she doesn't think too much about it and goes to the bedside with the thermometer and opens his eyes and gives her a ghostly smile. The woman is mentally and physically exhausted by her son's antics. Coming out, she decides to scold her son, but she sees a picture of her and her husband broken on the floor. She quickly fixes it and then moves forward to find her son. But as soon as she steps out of the door, repeatedly compelled, she tells her husband about it, but he doesn't take it seriously. He believes their son is just in a rebellious phase and that some mischievous acts are normal. He forbids his wife from being suspicious all the time. Hearing her husband, the woman also thinks that maybe she is being too sensitive. The day's events were really just accidents. But that same night, the woman had a frightening, bad dream. She sees the same ghostly hand from the day, cutting her with a small knife. Seeing this, she reality. Seeing this, the woman is terrified and realizes that the real cause of the recent strange events might not be her son, but something impure in this old house. She had just thought this when the string of the blinds above her head suddenly snapped. Fortunately, the woman saves herself in time, which saves her life. Strange events have been happening continuously since they moved into this house. Terrified, the woman no longer wants to live here. Crying, she pleads with her husband to take them away from here. But the husband says they have financial constraints and repeatedly changing houses will be expensive. Saying this, the husband quickly leaves for work, leaving the woman alone, afraid that something bad might happen. Fortunately, nothing abnormal happened that day. The only strange thing was that an anonymous bouquet was delivered. At first, she thinks it's a surprise from her husband. But when she opens the card, she sees that it contains abuses written by her son. The woman becomes extremely angry seeing this. She goes straight to her son's room and slaps him hard, asking why he wrote that. But the boy says sadly that he never did it. At this point, the woman also realizes the seriousness of the situation. So, she immediately takes her son to a psychologist to see if he has a mental illness. But after the examination, the psychologist tells the woman that there is no problem with the boy's mental state. In fact, the drawings made by the boy clearly show that he has been feeling a lack of love lately, making him feel insecure. Considering the woman's recent experiences, the psychologist believes she is the one with a mental problem. So, he prescribes her some sedative medication. Returning home, the woman quickly tries to open the medicine, but despite all her efforts, she can't open the bottle and accidentally breaks it, causing her hand to bleed. But before she can bandage the wound, she hears some strange noises from downstairs. Thinking it's her son's mischief again, she goes down, filled with anger. The boy gives her a drawing. Seeing the picture, the woman is shocked. Painful memories from the past resurface. Actually, a few years ago, her ex-husband, the boy's real father, often forced her to take drugs. This went on for a long time. Eventually, she picked up a knife and killed him. As this memory surfaces, the woman is immediately gripped by fear. Is everything that has been happening lately an attempt by her deceased ex-husband to take revenge? Suddenly, a large hand reached out towards her. It was actually her current husband, who had returned from work. With a terrified face, the woman pleaded with her husband to leave this place, saying that this house is truly haunted. But the husband did not take it seriously. To calm his suspicious and fearful wife, he quickly pulled out sleeping pills from the cupboard. He just wanted his wife to take the medicine and sleep well, but he didn't know that their son had already replaced them with stimulants. The unsuspecting wife was given a full dose to drink at once. Soon after, he asked her to lie down and rest. Later, the husband went quietly to a corner and began hitting the wall forcefully. He was planning to reveal the secret hidden within the wall, but he had no idea that his wife had secretly followed him. The husband was also scared and surprised. His wife had taken the sleeping pills. So how was she here? But before he could understand the situation, his wife questioned him again. The man saw that he could no longer hide it. So he told her the truth, that her ex-husband's corpse was hidden behind the wall. Hearing this, the woman was completely stunned. Now she finally understood everything. Actually, she wasn't the one who killed her ex-husband. That was her imagination under the influence of drugs. The real murderer was her current husband. The man had done this so he could be with the woman. To ensure the truth wouldn't come out, he hid the body behind the wall and moved the family to this old house. And he wasn't prepared to leave because he was afraid the next tenant would find the corpse. But due to the recent strange events, he had decided to take the corpse out and destroy it completely. Hearing this, the woman was immediately terrified. The impact of these words was so profound that her mental state began to crumble. So, without a word, she killed her husband with a shovel. After ensuring he was completely dead, she immediately stuffed the body into the cavity in the wall. Now the corpses of both her current and ex-husband were together. And now the woman was also completely broken mentally. Unable to bear it any longer, she picked up a knife and slit her own wrist. In the end, the only survivor, the boy, prepares a delicious meal on a large table and talks to the empty chair in front of him. As soon as he finished talking, the nearby rocking chair began to move by itself. Seeing this, the boy immediately ran over and started rocking the chair with excitement, and the film fades to black right there.